So I'm going to explain you about OneNote, and for OneNote, first we will use the Office statement itself. I want to introduce to you, if you haven't already seen or used, the Classroom OneNote book. So because again, first let's look at it of the application or applicability. OneNote can create an entire digital space for an entire class. So we are not just looking at OneNote as a notebook which is digital. Okay, we are going to look at it how we can create different digital spaces that come together to make a digital classroom. Okay, so if keep those demo tenants on your screen, and I'll walk you through where I'm going to take you now. So go to the app icon. This is how we will create. So there was one comment about, let's say there are 30 children in the school, in the class, right? So suppose we want to create space, a personal learning space for each student. Then we have to create 31 notes, correct? That's very tough. So this app which you are seeing, which we call as the OneNote class notebook creator, allows you to create the notebooks for 30, 40, 50, whatever number of students in a class by only one set or one set of actions. Okay, so I'll say create class notebook. I clicked it. Tell me when you see the screen which has got 7 steps on the left. So the first step we are on is add notebook name. I'm going to add a notebook name. I'm going to call it, let's say, Science Class 2. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so how many are following this on their screens?
All are following.
Excellent. Love it. Just say next. So I would like to spend a few minutes on this screen to explain you that this app and this 7 steps will create three different spaces. The first space will be collaboration space. Now the collaboration space is basically where the students come to work together. In this space, everybody can write, edit, see, including the teacher. So when people can see, when the students can see each other, teacher can see, there all the more reason to behave and not be naughty. Okay, because people are watching you, we want to look good. Students, every individual wants to look good, right? This area, collaboration space, is meant for joint group projects. And every country's education system, I hear, there is a encouragement of getting students at all ages, all grades to work together. Yeah. The second space is content typing. Now, in a class, the teacher has to give to the students items like circular, notes, forms, quiz sheets, right, which the student will not change but use. So the teacher, in this space only teacher can write, but the students can only see. So these kind of fixed documents which have to be given out can be kept in this space. So far okay?
Yeah, right.
The last space is student's notebook, where every student has its own one private. No other student can go there. But if the student writes something, he can see and his teacher can see. Now that space is for individualized learning. This space is exactly what you should tell your customers. Okay, so if a student is shy and if something is sensitive, he cannot share in front of everybody, the student can share through this space. Vice versa, if the teacher wants to give a feedback to the student which is sensitive and is not appropriate to be given in front of everybody, the teacher can give to the student. It could be in a written form, it could be in an audio form, and we will see that. It could be even in a video form. Alright, let's press next. Put some names here. Again, I'm going to listen there. So this is asking the teacher. The step number 3 is optional because there may be a teaching assistant in the class. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go to next. I will start adding students now. Elizabeth, see, it gives the name automatically. Then who else? Joe was there. I'm going to add Joe. Yeah, Joe Blogs. You can see my screen, right? Okay, enough. I'm going to say next. Now, for each individual student, 4 areas will be created: handout, class note, homework quiz. It doesn't have to be this. I can add more if I like. Maybe I want to create one area called trips. This school takes students a lot of trips. It will show you how it will look like, the teacher's view or student's view. And I say create. So once you say create, it will start creating all those notebooks. We only had 4 students. You could have 40. Now, while it is making the OneNote, I am going to take you to a wonderful OneNote which I already have created. Okay? So I use your time and much better. Here you go. Alright. Now you see here, I have a sample class notebook on the left. I have many notebooks, but the one I am referring to is the brown color sample class notebook. Yeah. Under that, this is the collaboration space. In collaboration space, you see my students are doing some work. One of the group projects, they are collecting jazz assignment or jazz material. There are pictures. Can you see this?
Yeah, you can see.
There is pictures, there are word files, there is PowerPoint, there are links, a timeline. There are even audio clips. See, this is the audio clip. I'm playing it now. Could you hear the audio?
Yes, can hear.
Oh, lovely. Great. So they are really collecting all the information, and I expect some really very good assignment coming out of this. Another group. Here is another group. I told them to put their ideas together in a mind map on a topic: why does development vary among different countries? And they started using the power of pen. We know pen is mightier than sword, right? Some very learned people have said. And the power of advanced touch devices. So they use the touch device to pen down their writing here and created the mind map. And it seems to have come out very good. Now this is typically where the 21st century learning methodology is going as well. You know, where students are working together, they're solving problems, they are building on each other's ideas, and they are coming and bringing those things together. Okay? And not to forget the ability to have those devices which are touch-based, where you can write as if you're writing on paper. Alright, so let's move on to the content library. Now in content library, like I explained to you earlier, the teacher will put the forms, circulars, quiz papers, etc., etc. And here is an example. So in this example, problem of the week for the full term, for full 15 weeks has been kept by the teacher. And let's say she needs to distribute the week 6. She can just click here and the problem gets embedded into an email. They show up here and send it to them. That's one way. So remember, again, you should ask this customer, when you talk to a teacher, ask them how much time does it take for you to distribute assignment, collect assignment. This is another way. The teacher can take an assignment and distribute it using this tool here. Individual students, group of students, and which section. Okay. So when you save time like this for the teacher, she and he is able to spend more time in teaching or on the students' needs, supporting them. Right? So this is the second area I talked about. I'm going to move to student now. So let's say student 1. So in my this demo, there are three students. Student 1, student 2, student 3. Just give me a moment. My mouse, it's okay, it's back. Now let's say the student is taking a lecture. So the student can pull his lecture schedule from right top here. OneNote is integrated with the Office 365 mail. So there's a close integration. Now student can just click on this icon I've clicked. Can you see the schedule pull down?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say it is this class preparation, or let me pick CIE session. Okay. So it will pull down the details of the session, which day the lecture was, what was the invite details, any embedded pre-readings which the teacher gave, links inside the invite. Maybe it might be an online digital class, distance class. Who are your peer students in the class also gets embedded. So the student has all the references about that lecture. During the lecture, the student may also take notes, right? Not may, he will take notes. There might be some difficulties. So student can always mark it. So here I've used a question mark to mark the difficulty. Can you see the question mark?
Yeah, I can see the question mark.
There might be something important. So this student here in the example has used a star to mark it. And there might be a good idea. So he has used that. So here I'm showing the capability of tags, using tags. Okay. Tags can be used to classify information. Because one thing about OneNote, just like in a physical notebook you can write anywhere, on a digital notebook, this OneNote you can write anywhere, which is very good, no restrictions. But the problem can come when you want to find the information, right? So in a physical copy, finding information is nightmare. I think everybody has experienced. Oh, where did I write this? You can never remember. But in a digital notebook, no matter how and where you have written it, among the hundreds of thousands of pages, you can search for it. And here it's even better way. You put tags and you can search for those tags. So let me show you. Suppose I want to find out what are the various questions I had put down for asking the teacher. So I can go for find tags. I can say give my tags this group and refresh. And here are the questions. Where are the questions? There you go. You see, on the right middle, do you see a list of question marked items?
Yeah.
Okay. So I asked many questions. One was from here, one was from here, one was from here. So I can have no matter where it is written, which section, which page, I can always come to the question. Same thing. That when the teacher receives the students OneNote, let's say 40 students OneNote, and she wants to know where are all the questions they have asked, she has to look through 40 pages or set of pages, right? But if she gives the instruction to the student, whenever you want to ask question, in your OneNote, just put a tag question mark. So when the outcome comes to her, she just searches for the question mark and she knows who has asked for. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a new thing coming on.
Okay, good. Another thing, and again, this is from perspective of education environment, is templates. You see, in schools, in institutions, there are typically monograms, right? They have their emblems or their crests, and they want to put that on top of the notes page, registers, stationaries, and so on. There may be an event or a project which has a monogram. So you can actually introduce templates where every page has that. So for example, lecture 1 template already has organized sections. Today's topic will be here. Homework will be here. You see the tag here, like a house, small house. Important items will be here. Items to follow will be here. They could be different type. They could be decorative, blueware, sign type. They could be other type. Actually, our users, they could be planners. There are some planners ones here. See this one, which has got to-do list inside, prioritize lists, and so on. So for staff meeting, maybe they are going to use this kind of template. The customer can design their own templates and then using this command below actually save it as a template. So anytime a new page is created in OneNote, it will have this template already behind. Okay, so this is also very, very useful, which I see customers using. Are you good with this? Shall I move on?
Yeah.
Right. Another feature, and again, it is important from perspective of cloud service capability of OneNote, its applicability and use in education, and also devices. Here, my student has taken notes about the radiation chapter which I taught in the school. And you see, can you see the screen now? Can you see it?
Can see the screen, yes.
All right. So you can see it's in handwriting. It is written using a touch device and pen in handwriting. And I want to look for the term radiation in it. Can you see OneNote is able to search handwritten as English? So if I'm looking for radiation, it is able to search radiation in the pages. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to see the student, has he properly learned taken the notes down during my. So this is the last page. You can see my resource page. I have given you resources, of course, how to get Live ID. Most of you have it. Where to get Office Mix plugin. You must download and start playing with it. I've given you the sample Office Mix, which is what that Mammals was. So feel free to go to it and look at it, take experience. I've also given the sample video which you saw where I start from a Windows phone and then go ahead and do some changes and so on. The sway location, OneDrive location, I wanted you to actually make a sway with your own stuff and get comfortable. Office Planner, I've given you the site from where to get the 30-day trial and how to log into that trial tenant, and then finally the video demo of Office 365 Planner. So I think that's a lot of ammunition which you can use and give our customer a CIE customer immersion experience in Office 365 education.